every single day and a significant amount of time each day in gpanalysis.com, a website that tracks CGC sales of comic books, because whether I'm buying a collection or repricing inventory that I have on the website, keeping up to date on comic book prices, because they're always fluctuating, is just a big part of my job. And every once in a while, I see trends, and there's data to back up these trends. And every once in a while, I think I should make a video about that. I think that would be interesting to the comic book community. So I have a list here today of 5 books that are outperforming 2020 prices. And we'll hop into all the details here in just a second. But before we do, I want to remind you we have a monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win 2 free slabs this month, including a CGC 9.9. And if you sign up for the newsletter at brycecomics.com, you're also entered to win 2 free slabs this month, including another CGC at 9.9. And I do have some new trades coming. I'm filming this video on a Wednesday. I should get a Fantastic Four #1 and a 5.0 that's going to be available for trade. And I have a couple other books available for trade as well, like this Justice League #1 and a CGC 7.0, a really rare Batman book, 1 of 5 and top pop for CGC Census, and Avengers number 8 and a 9.0 available for trade as well. And I also have, probably by the time you're watching this, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, a very special copy. I think I'm going to do a separate video on that because it's a unique copy. Also will be available for trade. So make sure to follow me over on Instagram. I usually post trades for Grails over there first, and sign up for that newsletter on the website to get notified of new inventory. Lastly, follow me over on Whatnot. There's a link down below for $15 towards your first purchase, and we typically have slab shows on Fridays with $1 starts. Tons of giveaways, epic giveaways, chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate for the website, all kinds of fun stuff, and I hope to see you over on Whatnot. So we're going to start this list off today with 5 books that are outperforming 2020 prices. And to do a little bit of a qualifier here, almost all books across the board right now, with a little bit of nuance there, are at, below, or flirting with the 2020 prices. And here we are in 2025, so we're back down to 5-year-ago prices. So anytime a book is performing significantly better than 2020, I always think that's very interesting, because when I'm pricing collections, I'm looking at, the most recent price, and I'm looking at 2020 price, and I'm going, yep, okay, it's about the same. And then anytime it's like significantly more, I have to spend a little bit more time with the book, see what's going on here. And so we're going to start the list off here with Uncanny X-Men #50. This is the main focus of this book, is the classic cover by Jim Steranko and the first use of the new X-Men logo, this iconic logo here by Jim Steranko. There's also some minor key significant stuff going on, like the second appearance of Lorna Dane, the daughter of Magneto, who later takes on the name Polaris, and the second appearance of Mesmero and the origin of Beast. But I wouldn't say it's a major key other than the iconic cover. I think that's the biggest thing that this book has going for it. When we come over and look at GP Analysis, the 9.2 most recently sold for $850. And here you can just see on the graph, here's 2020, and here you can see it's just significantly above that 2020 line, which is rare for a comic book, even a Silver Age comic book in today's market. So the most recent sale was $850 for the 9.2, and if we look at the 2020 prices, it had a high of $474. So, the most recent sale almost double that of 2020. Some really impressive numbers here for this classic cover by Jim Steranko and X-Men #50. Next on the list, we have Eerie #1. Now, this is a book that, I was going to say I regret selling it, but I'm in a unique position as a comic book dealer. I sell comics for a living. That's how I support myself and my family. So anytime I sell a book and make a little bit of profit, like, that's the game plan. I can't really say I regret it. However, every single time I see this cover, I think about the fact that I sold it. So I don't necessarily regret it, but I think about it every time I see it. I believe I sold the copy that I had to Ryan from Automatic Comics, and this is a book that is a very significant book, the first comic book title dedicated to the horror genre. Super, super rare book from 1947. And if we come over and look at GPA prices, 7.5. The most recent sale, I believe, was November of 2024. But here's one in October of 2024 for $25,000, just dwarfing the 2012 price, 25,000. You go all the way back to 2012 is 2,000. There is no sale in 2020. And so and that's one of the things about this book is it's so rare, like it's hard to get some concrete data. But you can see that even in 2022, it was selling for 11,250. So it's more than doubled from 2022. That very few books can you say a 2024 price is double that of 2022. So it's just ignoring the whole trend of the market. And the reason for that is because it's super, super rare and it's super significant. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a classic cover, maybe iconic. I mean, it's not really about the cover art, I don't think. I mean, it has the good girl art. It's kind of the whole package with this. It's Eerie #1. It's the first horror. It does have interesting art and cool trade dress, good girl art on the cover. So it's the whole package on this one. But it's not a book that you see homaged or anything like that. Here's the 6.5. 2024 sale for 21,000, which was almost double that of 2022 and dwarfing the 2017 price. A 5.0 last sold in 2024 for 7,300, dwarfing the 2016 price. A 2.5 recently sold for 4,500, which absolutely dwarfed the 2019 price, which shows the trend here. I believe that if we had a sale in 2025, it would be significantly higher than these 2019, 2022 prices even. So a book that's just ignoring all the trends, and that's because it's super rare and significant. So you're coupling those two things together. Next, we have Batman number 423, iconic cover art by Todd McFarlane. Cool story behind this one. He claims in interviews that, he kind of rushed this cover. He used an oversized cape with lots of straight angles because he was in a rush and he didn't want to do the anatomy of the human bodies. And it resulted in an absolutely iconic cover. He was so rushed, he even missed this little part of the sun. So, it's supposed to be yellow right here. And there's a couple remarks I've seen out there which make for a really awesome collectible where he colors this in with yellow, completing the sun, and signs it, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. Chef's kiss on that one as far as collectibles go. The current price for a 9.8 is down. The lowest has been in a long time for $13.80. And if we come over and look at 2022 prices, $13.80 compared to 2022, like late 2022, it started to jump up, but more consistently around that $900, $800 mark towards the end of 2020. So $13.80 is still significantly higher than $800 or $900, and it's all due to this classic cover art by Todd McFarlane. Next on the list, we have Batman number 227. And this is a classic cover by Neil Adams. You start to see the trend here, and there's two specific trends that we'll break down at the end of the video. Iconic cover art by Neil Adams, inspired by Detective Comics number 31, which is sometimes referred to as like the best Batman cover of all time. And so this is the next best thing, which has also become its own good thing and just incredibly expensive as well. So here's an 8.0 recent sale in December of 2024, sold for $1,800. Look at this trend line, just completely ignoring the trend line of the rest of the comic book market. Most recent sale for $1,800, 2020 had a high of $800. So more than double the 2020 price. Absolutely incredible, impressive sales for Batman 227. And last but not least, we have a monster of a book, Punch Comics number 12, iconic skull cover by Gus Rica. That's it, guys. Iconic cover. It's incredible to me how much this book is worth because of the cover art. If we come over to GPA, 2.5. Most recently sold for $25,000. That was back in January of 2023. But you can see the trend here. I mean, it's just going up from 2022 to 2023. The 3.0 had one sale. There's only one recorded sale of a 3.0, which is 30, which is on this trend line and, above the 2.5 sale. October of 2024 for $32,000. This book is on the list because of an iconic cover and incredibly rare. So it has to be the whole package. So let's break down these two trends. Number one, iconic covers. And that's the biggest takeaway of this covers sell comics. And anytime you can combine cool covers with other important factors to collecting like rarity and key significance, that's when the price goes through the roof. And of course, some demand is higher than others. Like the Punch Comics 12, for whatever reason, has just become so highly sought after. Like there's different levels of cool covers is what I'm trying to say. So cool covers, iconic covers, tend to, be really good investments, and also super rare plus super significant, like that Eerie Comics #1. And the point is, just because it's rare doesn't mean that it's very valuable. I have a cool comic in my collection. I'll put it up on the screen. It's a Cool Cat Comics. I believe it's the only copy on the census. But when I got it graded, it was the only one in existence. And it's just a cool cover. I just think it's funny. I think it's cool. But it's not worth anything. So just because it's rare doesn't mean it's really valuable. But when you couple it with key significance or, historically significant or cool cover and rare, that's when you have a really good investment. And, when you stick to these ones that are tried and true, that have stood the test of time. I mean, X-Men #50 has always been an iconic cover. Punch Comics #12 has seen a huge increase in like the last 10 years or so. But there is consistent demand for that book now. It has become its own thing. Eerie Comics #1, enough people know about it, and it's rare enough to where I think it's a solid investment in today's market and, for years to come. So just some interesting observations here about books that are outperforming their 2020 prices in impressive ways. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of the video. Don't forget those 2 giveaways here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win 2 free slabs this month, and head over to risecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter to get entered to win 2 free slabs this month. And we have some exciting stuff coming through the shop soon. One of my most exciting projects ever happening in the month of January. It's going to happen. It's happening soon. Subscribe to that newsletter so you don't miss out. Thanks. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.